Mode.
Well, hey everyone, this is Dylan Hastings and Tom Hughesby coming to you this week after Christmas for just another quick training. We appreciate you guys being on tonight, and we look forward to the new year for sure. And we hope everybody had a very Merry Christmas and is possibly still enjoying time with their families out there. And if you guys can all see our screens okay, it should say Ingreso Cybernetico, how to set up your domain and hosting. If you could type in the number one just in the comment box, just to let us know that you can hear us and that you can see us okay, that'd be awesome. Okay, perfect. Thanks. Thank you guys very much. All right. Well, we're extremely excited this week and we've had a short week. Dwayne had his broadcast there and some training on the beginning of the week before Christmas, and we just wanted to bring you guys another training before the end of the year. We're going to be doing training next Tuesday. What is Tuesday, Tom? I believe Tuesday is.
2 year. I think we're not just doing it on Thursday next week, is what you told me
Yeah.
last week.
So guys, just to mark your calendars, Dwayne may do a New Year's address, but for us, as far as training goes, we are only going to be doing a Thursday call next week for training, and then we'll pick up the regular schedule after that week to show everybody on Tuesdays and Thursdays how to use the products, marketing tips, techniques, training, all that good stuff, and. Real quickly, let's go ahead and get in the presentation. And Tom, if you want to say a word real quick, you're more than welcome to. Sorry, I didn't mean to talk so much.
No, that's fine. Hey, welcome everybody. Glad you're here.
All right,
Excited
great.
to get started tonight, and then whatever we're going to follow up with this, finish up some more training on the same subject here as far as setting up your domain and hosting, and go into WordPress a little more next Thursday.
Yep, absolutely. And guys, this time of year is obviously it starts to slow down in our industry quite a bit, and we understand that we wanted to keep this training short tonight, so we don't want you guys to have to stay on the call for 45 minutes. It may be even a 20-minute to 30-minute training tonight. So we're going to show you some slideshows tonight. We may even jump over to a live screen or something just to show you if anybody has questions. If you do have questions, we are going to feel free to raise your hand through the seat, through the control panel there that's on your screen. Or if you have a question, just type it in the comment box, and we'll go ahead and answer them as quickly as we can before we move forward too quickly. So. With that said, let's go ahead and get started. How to set up your domain and hosting, and that's important because this is one of the products that Ingreso Cybernetico offers, and it's very exciting to have this as part of your business center because a lot of people out there, especially internet marketers, for sure, all purchase these products outside of usually our regular businesses. With Ingreso Cybernetico, the $50 that you start with, or maybe you've started with all the business centers, that includes a free domain. It includes hosting to a certain extent, and then you've got all the other great products that Ingreso Cybernetico offers as well. So tonight we're just going to cover again hosting and your domain. So first things first, if you do have the Ingreso Cybernetico website up, we'd like you to follow along just a little bit because it is important to know where this stuff is. And if you do it yourself, we know that you'll probably retain it a lot better than us just showing you a slide screen or a screen share. The first thing you do, if you haven't been in the back office yet, well, we hope that you've been in your back office. Let's say that much. If you've been in your back office, you see that there's a product tab. There's actually two places you can find your products. One is the spot that you can see on your screen where it points to the top toolbar and it says your products. There's a drop down list. It'll have everything that's there. It also down underneath where it says account summary there on your screen, down underneath there on the right hand side below your commissions tab, it'll also have your products available for you to access. So there's actually two spots that you can access these anywhere in the system. So that's great to know. But what you're going to do, the first things first, you're going to click on products, and Ingreso Cybernetico offers a free domain when you become a paid member of the company, which is really awesome. And what it's going to do is in the products tab, when you hit the drop down, it's going to say request your free domain. And it's going to, when you click on that, it's going to bring you to this screen right here. This screen is where you would pick your domain. Now, you don't have to pick a .com. You can pick a .net. You can pick a .org. There's all different ones that you can pick. The system will tell you if those domains are taken. And there's a lot of domains out there. You got to get really creative now with the domains, unless you're going to pick a .net or .org. A lot of the .coms, obviously, because it's been around the longest, have or one of the longest has obviously you got to be a little creative with that. You don't want to try to have it too long, but you want to get creative, and you want to be specific to really what you're trying to do and what you're looking to do online, whether it be to market a digital product like Dwayne was showing us last week, or maybe it's to brand yourself. That's something that if any of you have never done in this industry, I will tell you, you're missing out. You definitely want to brand yourself and not necessarily always the company that you're dealing with, because we all know that companies come and go. We all know that companies change their plans sometimes, and it may not fit your lifestyle. It may not fit your team build or whatever it may be, and that may be something that will change out later on. So it's always good to pick a domain that's going to serve that purpose throughout the industry or throughout what you're looking to do in this industry yourself. If you haven't picked your name, like Dylan Hastings or TomHughesby.com, then I highly recommend that's the first thing you search for, and definitely see if you can get that for free through Ingreso Cybernetico. If not, if you already have that, or you don't want that, then just pick a name, type it in there, search, check domain. It'll tell you whether or not it's available. And if it is available, you can go ahead and hit confirm. It'll tell you the information will be confirmed. It'll tell you that it's not been taken. And what you want to do, the next slideshow, Tom, does it show the confirmation on that, or did we not put that in there? I don't know for sure. What it'll do, guys, is on that screen, it'll actually have a red confirmation for you on the last screen that we were just on, and it will tell you that you will receive your order is currently pending. Now that order can take up to 24 hours to receive the email. Just letting you guys know that it's possible. It can take up to 24 hours. Ours today was very quickly. We tested it out. We've also used it in the past, and it was very, very quickly as well. We just wanted to go through the process today to make sure that it was fresh in our mind as far as how we do it. Because to be honest with you guys, once you do this once or twice, or maybe three or four times, you really don't have to ever go back and mess with this stuff. And that's why we wanted to cover it on the training, because it's not always something that we're doing on a regular day-to-day basis, especially for your teams that maybe are new to network marketing or internet marketing itself. So when you receive the confirmation, you're going to get an email like this from Ingreso Cybernetico, and it's going to tell you, congratulations, Tom, John, Sue, that you can start. You can now start to access your domain name, and it'll give you the domain for you. We blocked ours out because we didn't want anybody to get. We didn't want to advertise for ourselves. Basically, is the whole deal. And then it says it's absolutely free for a first year, so you got a whole year of free domain, which is actually it's a pretty great value, honestly. I mean, domains can average anywhere between, usually for a year, it's around $20 on average. So that service is literally free for you for the first year. And it says this is one of the benefits of being an Ingreso Cybernetico member. At this time, we've configured your DNS like this. And DNS basically is where it really comes into play for your hosting. Is basically where you're going to point. Where do you want to point that domain to for it to work properly for you? And that usually with Ingreso Cybernetico is already set up for you, so you do not have to mess with any of that. And we're going to show you here in just a moment. Once you do all this and you get all this set up, let's see, what are we doing now? So we've got click on products. What I was getting ready to say, guys, sorry, I didn't mean to jump around there, is once you've got your domain, then you need to figure out what you're going to do with it. Are you gonna forward something to it and have it masked, or are you going to host it and actually install a WordPress website on it, your own website, a store? Are you going to use it just for marketing, maybe capture pages, all that stuff? That is an option for you, and we'll get into that in further training maybe next week and the weeks coming. So to access your hosting, okay, and that's really it, guys, for your domain. That's all you have to do is literally go in there, pick your domain, hit confirm, wait till your email gets sent to you, and you're ready to go. For hosting, and I'm going to pass this over to Tom here in just a minute because he's a lot more familiar with this back office system than I am. You are going to click on products again. You're going to click on hosting. IC Host World has several options for you depending on what business center you came in at. you are going to pick. There could be potentially a few different options based on the highest business center that you came in at or that you own. A lot of them, there might be a lower business center. You always want to pick the highest business center the highest business center option that is giving you there. Don't pick the lowest one. Always pick the highest one because you'll obviously get more with that, and that's obviously going to be more valuable to you. So the domain, where it says enter your domain name. Okay, that is the domain name that you're going to enter that you just got confirmation from Ingreso Cybernetico. And again, just keep in mind, guys, that it can take 24 hours for you to get that domain to put it in that box there to confirm. Now, if you have a domain that's owned by either GoDaddy, HostGator, maybe some of the other companies out there, you can use those as well. It doesn't really matter where the domain comes from. It just matters whether or not you have a valid domain or not. So you do not. This is not. And I will tell you guys, this is one error that somebody made in my team is they actually where it says enter the domain name, they actually entered a domain that they wanted, and it happened to be somebody else's domain, and their hosting was set up under somebody else's domain. So you can't change it once you hit confirm. So just make sure that the information is correct before you hit confirm. I believe if you maybe send a ticket into support, they might be able to help you out. They should be able to help you out. But just in case, just be very careful with the domain you put there. That's not the domain that you're looking to choose. That is the domain that you currently own. Okay, just to be clear on that. But you'll put the domain there in the spot. Don't put HTTP. Just put like DylanHastings.com. Don't, or TomHuseby.com or IngresoCybernetico.com. Don't put HTTP, www. And all that good stuff. Just put the name.com as the example displays there for you. On the third box down the bottom, it says pick a username for your hosting account. I personally, guys, unless you've got a great brain or you've got a good memory or whatever, I always recommend using the same username that you picked for Ingreso Cybernetico, or maybe one that you use on a regular basis, because you're always going to. We've already got so many different passwords and usernames to remember. One more is not one more is just going to be too much. So if you can, just make sure you pick a domain that you're going to always remember. And then also the password is always created for you. So make sure you definitely save that, because as you can see on the screen there, that password is definitely something I would not retain if I was to lose it. So
you can change that too once you get into cPanel later on, but they don't let you change it the screen right here.
Yeah. So it's really important to make sure you did make a screenshot or you write it down and all that stuff. And then basically what you're going to do, guys, is just click create your free hosting service. And once you click that button, you are going to go to a confirmations page, basically. And then you're going to get an email, usually instantly or within a few minutes. It's going to tell you, says you've successfully created your hosting account. Below is the required details for your hosting account. It'll give you your domain that you wanted. And it'll give you your username, your password, and some of this, guys, is still in Spanish. We're going to get that fixed for you. There's some things that are still we're still catching that's not specifically all in English, and that's okay. There was a lot of stuff that needed to be converted, and we're going to get that all fixed up for you guys so that you know what it is. But right now, it basically is just saying that hey, Tom Huseby. You've successfully created your hosting account. It's got the information out there. The name server 1, name server 2, guys, with a hosting account, you really don't have to worry too much about that stuff. It's just telling you what it is. Don't be intimidated by it, because it's not really something you're going to have to worry about. And the contact email is, I believe it's your email, correct?
Is that right, Tom? Your email.
Your email, okay. All right. So yeah, that's why we grade it out there. We don't want people we don't want to display emails and stuff like that. So, because this is actually a dummy account, and we didn't want to do that. So, but anyway, guys, it just says Ingreso Cybernetico, and that's it. Now, Tom, I'm going to pass it over to you to pick up and just carry off with it, and then and if there's anything else, but before I do that, real quick, does anybody, because we've covered a lot in a very short period of time, is there anybody that has any questions? If you do, please type them in the comment box. That's related to what we've already covered, and we'd love to answer those for you before we move forward. And we'll give it here a second and see if we've got any questions. No questions. Y'all are still full from Christmas, I'm assuming.
Too much ham and turkey.
I'll tell you what. I don't know
All
about y'all,
right.
but I definitely had a great dinner, great time with family. So, all right, Tom, go ahead.
All right, sure. So to access your cPanel, that's how you control what you're hosting there, right? So you're going to go to the HTTP colon // the domain name that you picked and set the hosting up with, and then / cPanel, and then you're going to go ahead and log into that. And I got now that like we told you before, this takes about 24 hours to set up. So I got some screenshots right here that's going to look real similar to what's going to look like for you when you get back there. Okay, coming right up here. But this is
Yep.
basically a
Real,
representation of what cPanel will look like for you after you log in at the login screen.
yeah,
You got
Tom, can
something to
you?
say, John?
No, yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, buddy. Can you just tell people what cPanel is and what it actually does and the functionality of it? Because some people that have never set up hosting or domains may be a little unfamiliar as to what that is.
Yeah, and if you've never done it, it'll look a little confusing and intimidating to you at first, but all it is just it's your control panel. cPanel stands for your control panel for that hosting account. So if you can look at all the different icons here, I've kind of set this up because more than likely you're going to put WordPress on it. So, and that's what I'm familiar with doing. So if you can look at all the different icons, you can kind of see what is available to be done back here. But for this demonstration, we're going to talk about installing WordPress onto that domain because you can do so many different things from WordPress, like have a blog, or like Dylan mentioned earlier, you can get some plugins and basically create some different capture pages over there, totally custom to whatever you want to market. So basically, you're going to scroll down until you get to your software services, and then to me, the easiest way to do this has always been by clicking on that Fantastico Deluxe. See a little blue smiley face right there? So then you want to click on that.
Hey,
And
Tom,
then basically, go
Tom,
ahead.
before you move on, can you go right back to that screen real quick, guys? I just want to tell you that in the 8 years that I've been doing this in the industry and online, because I own several websites and different things, and Tom and I both have done a lot of things online. And one of the things I want to tell you guys is this screen right here, like Tom said, is very intimidating. I can tell you when I first started, I was like, oh my gosh, where do I start? And I'm glad that Tom pointed out the Fantastico thing down there at the bottom, the little smiley face. But I will tell you guys, don't be intimidated by all this stuff because, to be honest with you, I don't think I've ever clicked on any of these other icons beside the Fantastico. So just to give you guys a heads up, really probably are never going to use probably 99% of the icons that are on that page. So just to give you a heads up on that. So.
Correct. Yeah, I don't use anything but the Fantastico Deluxe right there. That's basically about it. So then after you click that, it goes to this page right here. And really the only thing that I've ever done on this page is click on WordPress to install it. So you can see it right there, the arrow's pointing to it. You click on WordPress, and then it's going to take you over to this page right here. And if you've got other hostings underneath where it says click new installation, that's where they would be if you've already had it installed on different sites or subdomains or whatnot, because you could have subdomains built off of this with your hosting with Ingreso Cybernetical as well. But for this purpose, you're going to click on new installation. Okay, so you're setting up for the first time, just click on that new installation, and it's going to bounce over you to a page. It should look similar to this right here. So you're going to make sure that top part that's kind of red, that's got a red arrow over it right there, is you're going to make sure you're on the correct domain or subdomain. Leave the you can basically leave that install in directory blank, and then it'll put it on. It says leave empty to install in the root directory of the domain, and that's the way I always do mine. And then this is for WordPress. So you're going to pick a username and a password for you to access the admin area of the WordPress on your website there. So I do not recommend using admin for username. So just pick something that you like to use. Dylan had a good idea. You could use the same one that you use for Ingreso Cybernetico, or you could just pick something off the wall to make it even a little bit more secure. So it's harder to find that. And then pick a good, strong password as well. Then you can go down the next little batch of lines right there. You can pick your account nickname. You definitely want to put your correct email in there because they're going to mail you. They're going to email you these instructions after you install WordPress. Put your site name in there. Put a description if you want, and then click WordPress or click install WordPress. Okay.
And I usually, guys, I usually use for the admin panel where it says admin username. I don't know, Tom, if you do this or not, but because I have so many different websites and so many different WordPress logins, I usually use the username of the website that I'm using. So if you're using Ingreso Cybernetico fan.com, I usually use the username as Ingreso Cybernetico fan. It just makes it a lot easier to know what website you're logging into, because once you get a few different websites going, it is confusing. So, but no, that's great, Tom. Thank
I don't like making it too easy for hackers personally, but you can just you can save your
you.
passwords in a cool app, maybe like MSecure or something like that. But whatever you guys want to do, then basically you just install WordPress right there, and then once that's installed, you're going to get the instructions emailed to you. But basically, you go to I should probably make a slide for this real quick, but basically it's going to be your domain name, right? Whatever you picked. Say it was xyz.com, it would go to, you go to http ://xyz.com / and then it would be wp dash admin, and then you hit enter, and it'll go to the login page for WordPress for your site right there.
Do you
I think
have
that's the end of the slideshow.
is that the end of the slide right there?
Yeah.
Okay,
Uh-huh.
if you want to actually show them, Tom, go ahead, because you've got the screen there. So go ahead and show them how to access the WordPress panel.
Yeah, I'll type it out real quick in big letters here. I'll just make another slide.
Well, do you have just a dummy site that we have, or you just go to any
No,
website?
it's we're waiting for the 24 hours. I mean, I can go to one of mine if you want.
Yeah, go ahead. You're not logging in.
Okay. So let's see. Can you see up here at the top?
Yeah,
I don't know if you can see up there or not.
I
There you
can.
go.
I'm
So
fine.
wp-admin.
All right. So again, guys,
You guys
you're
see
gonna
that
type
up
in.
there?
Yeah, I can. Yeah, we can see it fine. So again, what Tom was saying is basically you pick the whatever domain that you guys picked. Once you get everything all set up, you get your domain set up, you get your hosting set up. You're going to then, in order to be honest with you, just to give you guys a heads up, if you've never done this before, once you get all that stuff set up that we just showed you, you really don't ever have to go back into the cPanel unless there's something wrong or you need to update something. Literally, you can do everything now going forward with your website through wp-admin, your domain /wp-admin, and hit enter. And what it'll do is it'll bring you to this screen here that Tom's going to show you here in a second. And this is where you'll log in. This was where you'll log in with the credentials that you picked through your cPanel. Now, again, we're not going to show you, the back office of this, because this is for Tom's website here. But this is where it'll bring you to this page, and this is where you're going to log in, and it'll have a standard WordPress installation. And if any of you guys have ever used WordPress before, it's actually one of probably the most user-friendly systems to use. We will probably do some training. Everyone, just to let you know, we'll probably do some training just to show you guys how to do some of the stuff back there with WordPress. Even though it's not related to Ingreso Cybernetico directly, it still is indirectly related, because there's a lot of things that you can do through internet marketing that you may need to utilize WordPress for, and we think would be beneficial for you guys to see that and go along with us as well. Um, so with that, it's 23 minutes past. I think we pretty much covered everything. We're going to go a little bit more in depth with the hosting part of it next week. Probably on Tuesday, we're going to cover that, as well as maybe some of the stuff in the back office of WordPress and some other things. We'll get you guys the exact topic, and it will not be on Tuesday. It'll be on Thursday because of New Year's. But on Thursday of next week, we'll cover that in a small training session there, and then we'll get into the new year, into some great stuff going forward. And hey, we appreciate everybody's participation tonight. We want to open it up just one more time for questions again, because we do know that some of this information, we do go through it very quickly, but we do want to be respectful of your time as well. So if any of you guys have any questions, please feel free to type it in the box now, and in relation to anything that we've covered tonight, and we'll be more than happy to cover it for you before we get off the call here.
Yeah, we can kind of pick it up next week, because all the stuff that we were setting up today, it'll be pointed to the right server and everything by then, because it'll have 24 hours will have passed, of course. So
Yep, absolutely.
definitely can kind of pick up and do a little more live stuff instead of a slideshow. Kind of recap what we covered tonight, and then actually open up WordPress and start showing you some of the basics of that, because it's a great way, if you get good at blogging, to get some traffic and get eyeballs on your offer
Yeah,
that
absolutely,
you're offering.
absolutely.
So
No,
it's a good way. It's a good way to do lots of things with, really. But
Yep. All right. Well, guys, I'm glad that we don't have any questions. I hope that we covered everything. That means that we've covered everything in as much detail for you as possible, and that you guys don't have any questions tonight. So that's great. We do want to thank you guys as well. Tom and I are members of Ingreso Cybernetico too, and we want to tell you guys how much we really truly appreciate you being participating in these webinars, because these are webinars that we're doing to really we're doing them for our team, but we're also doing them for the company as well, because we find that there's a lot of questions, there's a lot of value with the Ingreso Cybernetical products and the entire business itself, and we don't want anything to be missed. We really want to make sure that you guys, that we can support your teams as well through the training, and we're looking forward to the new year, guys. I don't know about you, but we're definitely glad that 2013 is coming to a close, and 2014, because the next time we're actually going to be on this call, it'll be 2014. So we just want to wish you all a happy new year, and we look forward to starting off the new year with Ingreso Cybernetico in 2014. So Tom, you want to close us out, sir?
All right. If we don't have any more questions, we'll see you guys in about a week. Have a great night.
All right, thank you.